The Coyote Twin, Vermilion's downtown theater. Providing entertainment Thursdays through Sundays.
The city seeking park and rec employees.
Tonight, we tell you what you need to know if you're interested in those jobs. Coyote News starts right now.
Live from the Al Newharth Media Center, this is Coyote News.
Good evening and welcome to Coyote News. I'm Sydney Colin.
And I'm Callie Connors. USD's Spectrum and the South Dakota ACLU are working to prevent an anti-drag bill in the Senate.
Coyote News' Landon DeBoer has tonight's top story.
The House State Affairs Committee killed a bill in January that the ACLU says was intended to ban campus drag shows in the state. A similar bill is scheduled to be heard by the Senate Education Committee tomorrow. Spectrum President Phoebe Smith says bills like these are harmful to their organization.
Spectrum gets a lot of our funding from our two drag shows we put on a year, one in the fall and one in the spring. So we oppose those bills. Also, we think it's a limitation of freedom of expression under the First Amendment.
Senate Bill 184 is intended to protect minors from certain exhibitions. Smith says this means anyone under 18 is banned from campus drag shows.
Now that one is sort of tricky because the Board of Regents already passed a rule that minors can't be at drag shows on college campuses. So I let them know that in my letters that this bill isn't really necessary because it already prevents minors from coming to our drag shows.
Spectrum's student advisor agrees.
This is one of the few things that students have that can make them feel happy and feel community.
Spectrum representatives partnered with the state ACLU and sent letters to lawmakers with the hope of killing the bill.
Really, I'm hoping that the legislators listen to what we had to say, and I invited a couple of them to come check out our drag show in the spring and just sort of get a sense for what a community builder they are and the lack of harm that they cause communities in South Dakota.
For Coyote News, I'm Landon DeBoer.
The bill will be introduced in the Senate Education Committee tomorrow morning. Funeral services for a Moody County Sheriff's deputy will be tomorrow afternoon in Madison on Dakota State's campus. A South Dakota man's been charged with murder. Joseph Gene Hook reportedly ran down Chief Deputy Ken Prorock in a police chase Friday. Hook is charged with first-degree murder and aggravated eluding. Prorock was 51. Governor Kristi Noem's been banned from the Pine Ridge Reservation. Noem says cartels are bringing drugs to the state through Pine Ridge. She wants to send razor wire and security to the Texas border. The Oglala Sioux Tribe president says Noem is banned because many immigrants arriving at the U.S.-Mexico border are indigenous people. He also accuses Noem of trying to use the border issue to boost her chances of becoming former President Trump's running mate.
Those looking for a summer job may want to check out Prentice Park and the city. The jobs in high demand include lifeguards, maintenance positions, golf course cooks, and more. Parks and Recreation Director Jim Goblish says there are at least 100 job openings for the city.
We offer a lot of different hours and availability times for the college students, and it usually has a really nice fit. It takes a lot of people to do what we do here in the summertime, and we want to provide good customer service, so we want to have as many people, qualified people, as we can.
Most of the positions require applicants to be 18, and the jobs will vary from seasonal to year-round. Coming up, we look at a local art exhibit and how it impacts students. You're watching Coyote News.
Day in and day out. From one field on to the next. Dedicated, restorative, and driven. To the American farmer who represents the roots of our country, we thank you for all you do.
is Coyote News.
Fine arts students are experiencing firsthand what it's like to be a professional artist. The 38th annual Stillwell Student Awards exhibition kicked off its month-long showcase on Friday, including an awards ceremony for honorees. The pieces displayed are available for sale, reflecting the experience of professional gallery settings. The Stillwell exhibit is in the John A. Day Gallery in the Warren M. Lee Fine Arts Center and will remain on display until the end of the month. The gallery's open 9 to 5, Monday through Friday.
Some say that the best medicine is laughter. This Saturday, Old Lumber Company is hosting a comedy night. The event starts with a social at 5, a meal at 6, and at 7, comedian John DeBoer will perform. Seating is limited. Plus, the Coyote Twins hosting a double feature for Valentine's Day. They're showing The Mask You Live In and Misrepresentation. Popcorn and drinks are free, but only to a limited number of people. The double feature starts at 6:30 next Wednesday, February 14th.
Students may have plans for after college, but do they have a plan for how to graduate? Coyote News' Jody Ann Tyson is live in the muck to find out how the Academic and Career Planning Center can help. Jody Ann?
Thanks, Callie. I'm here with Terrence Davis, an academic advisor. Terrence, what are the benefits of academic and career planning?
The benefits are that if you have a plan for what you're doing right now, it's much easier to transition into those plans after you graduate. And that's what my office helps you do.
And how important is it for students to create an academic and career planning portfolio?
It's really important whenever you're going to look for jobs in the job force that you have a way to convey what you've done while you're here, right? So you take all those experiences that you get, whether you're involved in an extracurricular activity like sports, or if you're involved in one of the clubs on campus, and you can convey how that's a benefit to the employer that you're applying to.
And when should students start to create that portfolio?
They can start as early as their first semester. They can really identify things that help them, like if you're one of our pre-med students and you're attending our pre-med society meetings, things like that. So it's as early as you can get into the things that you're interested in and the opportunities that help you get the career that you would like.
And how can students get in contact with you or any other academic advisor?
So if they want to get into contact with their academic advisor, they can do that through Coyote Connections, or they can stop by our office on the first floor of the library in the Academic and Career Planning Center. Some of our different schools on campus here have advisors that aren't in our office, but they should be able to access those people pretty easily.
Thanks so much, Terrence. Live in the muck, I'm Jody Ann Tyson.
Thanks, Jody Ann. This semester's advising period begins February 26th and ends March 23rd. Charlie's Cupboard is looking for more donations. Members of business fraternity Beta Alpha Psi are asking for help stocking the cupboard. Many campus buildings have boxes where students, staff, and faculty can drop off donations. Some items in high demand include paper towels, canned fruits and vegetables, and boxed meals. The donations will be picked up on Tuesday.
Next on Coyote Sports, men's basketball hopes tomorrow's game turns out better than the one against North Dakota.
And the women's team lose to their state rivals.
Do you feel tired and anxious at times? Do you feel like you can't focus on your school assignments? Exercising might be your solution. It helps you feel less anxious and gloomy. You can relax better and you suffer less from stress. You will get more energy, sleep better, and find it less difficult to remember all your courses. So move your body and be your own change.
The Charcoal Sports Show, the hottest names and the hottest takes.
Tune in every Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. where Charlie Preen and Cole Larsh highlight prep sports, college sports, Coyote athletics, and professional sports. We would love to hear your questions for us too. The phone lines are always open.
Tune in to the Charcoal Sports Show each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. to hear the hottest takes on KAOR Vermilion.
This is Coyote News.
The swim and dive teams completed their last regular meet of the season. This is Coyote Sports. I'm Jacob Pierce.
And I'm Myra Ingram. The swim and dive teams claimed more than 10 victories at the Coyote Invite. Stella Fairbanks and Charlie Matthews both took first place for the dive in the 1 and 3 meter for men's and women's. This marked Fairbanks' third individual win and Matthews' fifth individual win of the season. For the women, Gabby Advent finished first in the 500 free. Maid Reed Powers won 400 individual medley. For the men, Jacob Carlson touched the wall first in the 100 butterfly. Matthew Sorby won the 1650 free for the second time this season. The team will compete in the Summit League Championships in Minneapolis later this month. Rugby has a strong fan following internationally, but you might not know that there's a women's rugby club at USD. Coyote News' Alex Kleinschmidt is live in the mug with the club's president. Alex?
Thank you, Myra. I'm here with Julia Stanek, Rugby Club President. So, Julia, based on last season, how do you think the team is going to perform this season?
Last season, we had an absolutely amazing performance. We did start out a little rough, but we've had an amazing journey, and we've really built amazing rugby technical skills. So I'm really looking forward to this next season.
And what does this leadership amongst the team mean to you?
So leadership is one of the core values of being a youth student at the University of South Dakota, and this leadership is so important at USD and beyond the university walls. So I'm really excited to put a leadership role for these young women and for the women to come in USD rugby.
And is anybody welcome to join the rugby team?
Absolutely anybody. If you have fun playing in a competitive or a non-competitive way, we would love to welcome you to our first practice tomorrow, and we have practices Thursdays and Mondays.
And do they have to say anything in advance or just show up to practice?
You can feel free to DM the Instagram at USD Women's Rugby. You can feel free to email me, or you can send a message to any rugby player that you may know so we can fill out some participation forms for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Live in the muck for Coyote News Sports, I'm Alex Kleinschmidt.
Thanks, Alex. The club's first home game is Saturday, February 24th.
USD sports fans have a new way to watch the Coyotes compete. The Summit League Network is a digital streaming service that provides an opportunity to cheer on the Coyotes at any time and place. The network streams all Coyote events for basketball, swim and dive, track, volleyball, and more. John Thayer, voice of the Coyotes, says the feed's available to an even bigger audience.
This is your way to connect maybe when the teams are on the road, right? It gives you the option to staying up to date with what they're doing and how they're doing and able to watch those games. Athletics has tried to close the connection between the student body and athletics and getting support.
The Summit League Network costs $80 a year or $10 a month. The track and field teams competing at the SDSU Classic in Brookings on Friday. They last competed at the Husker Invitational in Lincoln. Pole vaulter Marshall Farrow finished third with a height of 17 feet 11 inches, his personal best ranking 13th nationally. Junior Aaron Kinney crossed the line first in the 60-meter dash with a time of 7.36 seconds. Finishing runner-up in the women's pentathlon competition was sophomore Matea Yellow Mule. She scored a personal best of 3,765 points and moves up to fourth in program history.
The men's basketball team faces Denver tomorrow night in the SCSC. Last Thursday, they played the North Dakota Fighting Hawks. Caleb Stewart and Paul Bruns each put up 18 points for South Dakota. 16 of those 18 made from Bruns came from second half. He also went 4 of 6 from the three-point line and 5 of 8 from the field. Max Birchhill added 16 points and 3 rebounds. Despite the Coyotes' efforts, all 5 North Dakota starters scored in double figures, and the Fighting Hawks defeated the Coyotes 95-81. The team faced another loss on Sunday against SDSU, 67-70. The women's basketball team also faced SDSU this past weekend, marking the 100th meeting of the two teams. Natalie Mazurek led the Coyotes with 17 points off the bench, just 1 point shy of her career high. She also had 6 rebounds and blocked 2 shots. Carly Duffney had her second highest scoring performance of the season, with 12 points and 4 rebounds. Grace Larkins added with 13 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. These points wouldn't be enough. The Jackrabbits' leading shooter, Brooklyn Meyer, had 22 points. SDSU won 70-55. The women play Denver tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Central in Colorado.
The women's tennis team earned their first ever win against Drake. The schools were tied in points after all of the doubles matches and almost all of the singles matches had been played. The winning point between the two schools came down to the final singles match on Sunday. Sophomore Anna Medvedeva won the number 4 singles match in 3 sets, securing South Dakota a 4-3 win against Drake. The Coyotes now are 3-3 on the season. Their next match is against the University of Minnesota on Saturday in Minneapolis.
USD alum Jack Cochran is headed to the Super Bowl for the 2nd year in a row. Cochran played for South Dakota as a linebacker from 2017 to 2021. He originally entered the NFL in 2022 as an undrafted free agent with the Chiefs. Cochran won Super Bowl 57 last year when the Chiefs defeated the Philadelphia Eagles 38-35. Super Bowl 58 between the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers is Sunday.
We asked our ex-followers who they hope wins the Super Bowl.
Personally, I hope it's the Chiefs. I like Travis Kelce, but I'm also a big Taylor Swift fan.
You know, I'm kind of rooting for the 49ers, which will probably offend more Taylor Swift fans than Chiefs fans, if I'm being honest. Yeah.
Let's see what the results are. The Chiefs won, as I thought so.
Yeah, no surprise there.
Follow our social media for more weekly polls.
That's it for Coyote Sports. When we come back, we ask the students where the most romantic spot in Vermilion is. Stay with us.
What does the group think? We think a strength is their brand recognition.
This is Zoe, and you're listening to Afternoon Rap on KAOR 91.1 FM. This is my next selection.
Hey Sally, come check this out. I like it. What if you try this?
We're out.
What did you think of your performance today?
I believe I did well. I achieved what I needed to do for the team. The team actually functioned the way we needed to. We did our 111th and we were able to make plays.
This is Coyote News.
Burger King is offering a $1 million prize to anyone who can create a new Whopper. The sandwich has over 200,000 possible combinations, but the company wants to see what crazy combinations their customers can come up with. Visit the Burger King website to enter the contest, which ends March 17th. Valentine's Day is 1 week from today. For some, it's a romantic holiday, while others look for ways to avoid feeling lonely.
In this week's Out and About, we asked students where the most romantic spot in Vermilion is.
Here's what they had to say.
Either the steakhouse connected to OLC or Brick House.
The second floor muck or Olson 4.
I'd say right by the Missouri River when the sun's about to go down.
Probably Alfredo. Have a little pasta, eat a little pizza, have a little love.
I would say by the river probably, than by other people, but.
I'd have to say the Jimmy John's parking lot, you know. You guys can share a sandwich, sit on the curb, look at the beautiful sunset in Vermilion. Not a better spot in my mind.
I think the Overlook, the Overlook is dope, but if you need like a building, maybe CC's is also good.
I would have to say the Charcoal Lounge dance floor.
You know, I gotta say the rooftop of the Muck.
To be honest, I would say the Mulberry Overlook, which is like a picnic kind of area, and you can just go sit and like see the stars and the sunset.
I guess Clay County Park. I would say Chick-fil-A. It's pretty beautiful. You know, the booths, you can get some nice food and then sit in the booth and have dinner together.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I have a spot by the river that I love to go stargazing at, so that would be my perfect spot.
It's a great one.
Yeah, I haven't been to many places in Vermilion, so I couldn't even tell you.
Anywhere but the Muck, honestly.
Yeah, probably.
I was going to say the Muck, but yeah, it's not for everybody. That's okay.
I guess. Well, that's all for Coyote News.
Pick up the Valance issue to find out why the Board of Regents has a signature policy.
Listen to 91.1 for news updates throughout the week and for coverage of your USD sports.
Don't forget to follow our social media pages for the daily updates and the weekly poll. Have a great night.